everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So before we even jump into what today's video is going to be, I just want to say thank you first of all to everyone who entered my giveaway. I was so thrilled because it went so well, and I just am so thankful for each and every one of you who are subscribed to me and who entered the giveaway. There was a winner, and to all of y'all that did not win, don't be upset because there is going to be a ton more coming. Just stay with me, and I promise we're going to do a ton more giveaways. But I just wanted to say thank you so much to everyone who entered, and the bigger I get, the bigger the giveaways will get, so I'm super excited for that. So just thank you. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump into what today's video is going to be. So basically this is my personal opinion on my top 10 must-have products that you absolutely need in your collection. They are my ride or dies, my go-tos. They never have failed me, and I don't expect them to. They're just, you know, the products that you can always rely on and, you know, go to really quickly. So little backstory on this video. I was with one of my friends this weekend that I hadn't seen in a while, but she is kind of just starting to get into makeup, so super exciting. And we were having a conversation about, you know, different makeup products that she's been trying out and that I've been loving and blah 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 blah. Anyways, we were started to talk about, you know, different video content and everything like that, and she was kind of throwing out different ideas for me, and ended up kind of talking about her experience when just discovering the beauty world, if that makes sense. So again, she really never used to wear makeup. Now she's getting to the point where she actually really enjoys it. So she was starting to look up YouTube videos and everything like that, and she was just like, honestly, I am just such a minimalist. I wish there was a video out there that just told me the top 10 beauty products that I had to have in my collection. She was like, that would just make it so much easier to, you know, pick up products and, you know that they'll work well, and, you know, kind of base my opinion off of what other people say. So that kind of gave me an idea. I was like, oh my gosh, that's such a good idea. And I'm sure there is tons of videos out there explaining, you know, their favorites, but I just wanted to do one of my own and also kind of make it towards the minimalist person. So kind of like if you're just starting out and discovering the beauty industry like my friend, this is the video for you. So, and obviously not just for minimalists. This is, maybe I mentioned something that, you know, a makeup lover doesn't have, but more than likely you've heard of all of these products, and this is honestly geared toward people who haven't worn a lot of makeup but are kind of wanting to get into discovering some products that they might like, and kind of, you know, that whole thing. We all started there. So yeah, so I'm making my video for that. That was a long story, but let's just go ahead and jump into it. This is my personal top 10 favorite beauty products that every person discovering makeup should have in their collection at some point. Alright, so we're going to start out with a product that I actually don't have right now. I have a couple that I don't have that I've actually run out of that I need to repurchase. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. But y'all can probably guess, I'm going to start with a primer. So the first primer that I obviously recommend is the Benefit Professional, and I will link everything that I mentioned down below. Since I don't have it to show you what it looks like, I will link it down below. But it is probably one of my go-to favorite primers of all time. Even though I switch up a lot of primers, that is one that I always go to. It's good for oily skin, combination skin, dry skin. The Benefit The Benefit Professional really helps to minimize pores. It has a very silicone-y feel, so it will really just make your face nice and smooth before applying anything on top of it. I really recommend a primer. I think they work really well. I've noticed a difference personally because I have really oily skin. I need a primer to kind of grab onto my foundation. So it's kind of extra. I know if you're kind of starting out and not really knowing a lot about primers and everything like that, if you just want to start off with foundation, that's totally up to you, and you can see if you even need a primer. But usually I find more than not people love primers and just for the long lasting effect of your foundation. But the Benefit Professional is definitely one of my favorite go-tos, and it has worked for everyone that I have applied it on. I love putting it on brides. It just makes that skin nice and smooth, covers those pores, and it is an awesome primer to start with. On to number 2. I actually have them with me, and we're gonna move on to foundation. So I have a drugstore option, and I also have a more high-end option for you guys, and that's just so you can kind of feel which one you want. So the first one that I am going to mention is one that I have talked about a lot in my videos. It is the number 7 Stay Perfect Foundation. This is amazing for all skin types. Again, I personally have oily skin, and it is one of my go-to foundations. It does not dry up on your skin. It won't cake to certain dry areas of your skin if you have dry skin. And yeah, so it is an all-around just a great foundation for every single skin type. It is long lasting, so I love it. And they have a wide range of shades. So you can get this at Target, or I think any drugstore now sells it, or of course online. So this is the drugstore option. I reach for this product all the time, and it has never let me down. It does have sunscreen in it, SPF 15, but I've never noticed a flashback or anything. It is pretty true to color, and this is in the shade Honey. So if you have a skin type kind of like me, then Honey is the way to go. Second foundation that I recommend, which is a little bit high end, is the NARS Velvet Matte Skin Tint. This has SPF 30 in it, and I am in the shade Saint Moritz medium 1. So I recently picked up this foundation probably a couple months ago, and I've absolutely fallen in love with it. So it is a skin tint, which is awesome for you minimalists that are kind of just trying out products and don't want to go too heavy too quickly. I would say it's probably a light to medium coverage, and you can build it up, but it's pretty watery. It's not like super thick or anything like that, which I personally like because it makes it easier to blend. It doesn't cake up on you, and it just looks really pretty but natural, but kind of like you have that like pretty glow, and your skin just looks amazing and so natural. You're like, oh my god, is that like your actual skin, or do you have foundation on? So that's why I love this product so much. And yeah, so this is a little bit more of a high-end option. If y'all hear my dog barking again, I'm so sorry. Okay, let's move on to concealer now. And my one concealer that is probably always going to be my ride or die is the Urban Decay Naked Concealer. So I love this stuff. Even though I don't use it every single day, again, these are products that I can always rely on and always work for me personally. So this is in the shade Light Warm. Obviously this does not match my skin tone. I use it mainly, you know, to brighten up the areas under my eyes and around my T-zone, but I absolutely love this concealer. I've repurchased this and repurchased this, so it is an awesome product. The reason why I chose this one over, say, you know, the Tarte Shape Tape, which is all the rage right now, or, you know, like the MAC Pro Longwear or something like that that's been around for a long time and a really good product, is because this is a little bit of a sheer finish. So what I mean by that is, since this is directed a little bit toward you guys that don't usually use a lot of product, I'm trying to keep it as small and as light coverage for you guys as possible. Even though this really, I mean, these products do cover, that's what I'm saying, but it won't look like super cakey on your skin and a lot on your skin at first, if that makes sense. So I love this concealer. Again, it's a light to medium coverage. Honestly, I think you could build it up to more of a fuller coverage if you want to, but it's a lot more watery than the Tarte Shape Tape. And the Tarte Shape Tape, you can put like one dot and it will cover like all of it, but I find that it's a little bit heavier on the under eyes. Even though I absolutely love that product and use it daily, I like this one a little bit more when I'm just kind of wanting a more natural finish to my concealer. So this is an awesome one. All right, let's go ahead and move on to brows, and y'all probably know the one that I'm going to talk about. And I actually have this one right here that I just picked up. I get my color in soft brown. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. So why I'm not going with the definer is the Wiz is a little bit of a more pointed, smaller applicator on the end. So it's just kind of pointed. The definer is more triangular or diagonal, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. I actually used the definer in my brow routine videos back. I can link that down below too. But why I chose the Brow Wiz is because, again, usually when people are just starting out, I know I didn't start filling in my brows a long time after I started, you know, wearing, you know, a full face of makeup. So I would wear a full face of makeup and not do my brows. I know that's so scary, but brows just weren't a thing when I was growing up. So it just wasn't a big deal. But people that aren't used to, you know, filling in your brows a lot is I would recommend the Brow Wiz, because it's a lot easier to just simply fill in just the sparse areas in your brow and, you know, not do a whole like big brow, if that makes sense. The definer is a little bit bigger, so I think it's a little bit harder to not control your movements, but just kind of, it's a little bit bigger, so you kind of fill in a lot more area at one time, whereas this one is a lot more precise. You can kind of get really in there and fill in exactly where you want your brows to be, you know, filled in. I've really gone back to the Brow Wiz. I was on the brow definer kick for a long time, but I've gone back to the Brow Wiz just because personally it's easier for me to kind of fill in my brows and get, like, you know, the front areas a little bit softer. So I don't know, it's just a little bit easier for me, so that's why I'm recommending it to you guys. And if you want to go a little extra, you can always throw in the clear brow gel. This is the absolute best clear brow gel I have ever tried in my life. It is like glue for your brows, and it looks like a little mascara wand, and all you do is just brush it over your brow hairs and they are set in place for days. So I just threw that in there just to kind of add to the brow effect if you are just getting into your brows and kind of want to know a little bit more about those products. All right, so moving on, we are halfway done. So we're gonna move on back to the face, and I'm gonna go, I guess I'll talk about bronzer before I talk about blush. So this is another product that I do not have at the moment, but it is the Hoola bronzer, and I'm sure that y'all have heard of it. If not, it is an awesome universal bronzer that everyone absolutely loves. It is a little bit on the medium to light side, and it has a tiny bit of gray in it, so it can be used as a really beautiful contour as well. If you're any darker than me, it might not be a perfect way to go, and if you are darker than me, I would probably recommend the Too Faced Dark Chocolate Soleil Bronzer. I absolutely love that one as well, and again, I'll link everything down below. But as for you minimalists who are just trying out and want a super good go-to reliable bronzer, I would definitely recommend the Hoola bronzer. It is awesome and you will love the color. It will be absolutely beautiful on any of you girls with a little bit of a lighter skin tone to more of a warm olive skin tone. It is so beautiful. All right, let's move on to blush now. We are almost there. So I found this blush a little while ago and I haven't really heard anybody talk too much about it, but oh my gosh, it has become my go-to blush. I actually have it on right now with a little bit of a peachy overlay on top, so it's not the true color. And I kind of went light on my blush today, so you probably can't really fully tell. But it is a Sigma blush, and I never really hear a lot of people talk about Sigma blushes, but I actually found out this product through Instagram and fell in love with the color. It's Cor de Rosa is the color, and it's the Aura powder from Sigma, and I'll show you what the back looks like right here. Sorry, it's so dirty because it's used a lot, but it looks like this, and I'll show you the color. It's just a really pretty rosy, a little bit of peach in there, but a really pretty pinky neutral color that is going to be beautiful on every single skin tone. It kind of like, what I find is any like bronzy looks that I like to do, I always like to add this in there because it still has like a little bit of a brown tint in it, so it makes it like really just like sun-kissed. Makes the whole look really pull together if I'm going for a really bronzy look, which I normally am because I love bronzer. But yeah, so I love, love, love that product, and a little bit goes a super long way. So I literally dip my brush into it one time, tap off the excess, and then I'm good to go. All right, let's move on. Our last face product right here is cheeks, and this is highlighter that I use literally 24/7. It is very rare that I don't use this one. Y'all probably like sick of this highlighter already, but it is the Becca Champagne Pop highlighter, and honestly any Becca highlighters are going to be absolutely beautiful. The opal one, I don't know if that's the lightest one. The very palest shade is beautiful on super pale girls. Oh my gosh, if you haven't tried that one, do it. It is amazing. But I recommended this one too because this one is even very, very pretty on every single skin tone, from the lightest shade to the darkest shade. You are going to love this, and it's going to show up really nicely on you. So again, Becca Champagne Pop. This is a collaboration with Jaclyn Hill, and obviously, like you can see, it is very used. I'll swatch it on the back of my hand so y'all can see. But again, I've used this shade in a lot of my videos, but super pretty, right? It has obviously a very champagne-y color to it, but just really universal, so it looks good on all skin tones, and I know it does. I use this on literally every single bride that I have. So, so, so beautiful, and just makes your skin look super glowy and really, really healthy. So I love that product right there. All right, let's move on to lips, and then we will go to eyes. But okay, so I have two lip products for you. First is for my matte girls, and obviously this shade has been talked about literally every single video that I do. I always go to this, and again, this is a beautiful neutral lip combo. If you're kind of looking for a color that's your lip but better kind of thing, this is the way to go. This is the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in the shade Abu Dhabi, or 09. And again, this is drugstore, so woohoo, I love drugstore products. And it looks like this. This is the shade of it. And honestly, so, so beautiful, and really easy to just like throw on and go out the door. So it's kind of like a lip gloss kind of thing. It's not a lip gloss, it's a soft matte, but kind of like a lip gloss in the effect that you don't have to like look in a mirror as you apply it. It's super easy, and the applicator is really nice to just kind of like throw it on, go out the door. And again, it's just a super natural, beautiful color for every single skin type. And then, or skin tone, excuse me. And then if you are into glosses, this is a new formula that Bare Minerals just came out with. It is the Bare Minerals, I don't know what it's called, I guess Brilliant Gloss, if that's the thing. It just says Bare Minerals on it, but it is a gloss, and you'll know what I'm talking about if you ever go to Sephora and see the Bare Minerals or go to a Bare Minerals store. It is in the shade Sugar, and I'll show you what it looks like. I just got this a couple days ago, and it has already become literally one of my favorite things in the world. I use it every day. Oh, I actually have it on right now, I forgot. But it's just a really pretty, nice, natural, just throw on, go out the door, look super pretty on every single skin tone as well. But this is what it looks like swatched on my hand. So it's a very rosy pinky shade. And they have a really wide range of colors as well, but y'all, this formula is phenomenal, like so amazing. And the glosses are so pigmented that they feel really good on your lips, and they stay a really long time. So I'll even eat something and then, you know, be done, and I can still see the color and feel it on my lips. So it's really, really, really amazing. All right, so we got two more products left to go, and we're gonna go to eyes now. So again, this is the last product that I don't have with me at the moment, and I actually have never owned this product, but So many people are obsessed with the product, especially for you girls that I'm kind of focusing on right now, that are kind of just discovering makeup and getting into all the eyeshadow and different products like that. A lot of the eyeshadow palettes can be really overwhelming and you're like, I have no idea where to start. So I'm going to tell you where to start, and then you can kind of find your products, find your niche, and then, you know, expand your horizon from there. So the products that I recommend are any of the Naked Basics palette. The reason I've never owned them is just because I had all 3 Naked palettes before they launched their Naked Basics palette. But if I didn't have those, that's probably where I would start for sure. All the Naked eyeshadows are absolutely amazing. I love them. Super pigmented, and then the Naked Basics palette just kind of minimalizes it to 5 or 6 shades that you can choose from to kind of make your looks with. Very neutral, very natural, and beautiful eyeshadows, and that will just kind of give you a good place to kind of have your base and make it easier for you to kind of start somewhere. And then if you want to expand that, which I'm sure you will because makeup is so addicting, then you can go from there. But I just know that those little eyeshadow palettes are an amazing place to start. And last but certainly not least, let's go ahead and talk about my favorite mascara ever. It is the Benefit They're Real mascara, and this is in just the shade black. I know they have it in blue. I'm pretty sure they have it in green, brown, everything like that to kind of enhance whatever eye color you have. Black is just always my go-to, and this is just a little sample bottle of this just because that's what I have in my makeup collection right now. But I absolutely love it. It looks like this. The bigger tube obviously does not look like this. But wow, I absolutely love it. I cannot say enough good things about it. I've had so many of these mascaras, and the wand looks like this. So it's really easy. You can see like at the very tip it kind of goes out, so it's really easy to kind of get in the small areas or maybe even pull it down and kind of get your lower lashes. But this is the best by far lengthening mascara that I've ever used. It does thicken your lashes, but it is more of a lengthening mascara. So if you want more of a volumizing mascara, I would try the Better Than Sex mascara is an awesome one. Something like that that is more towards volumizing. This does both, but it definitely is has more of a lengthening effect, which personally I like, and it's just an amazing mascara. Alright guys, I think that basically completes my personal opinion on my top 10 favorite products that are my go-to. I know I talked about more than 10 products, but I kind of, I guess, put it into categories. So, you know, like foundation I talked about 2, but that's technically 1 because it's just foundation. That was my thought process. So anyway, I guess about 15 or so if you're counting the products is what we talked about today. Cannot talk. But I hope this kind of helped you. If you're a minimalist and you know nothing about makeup, or if you're a makeup guru and know everything about makeup, I hope this was still informative, and maybe I talked about products that you didn't have that you maybe want to try out. And if you do try any things out, let me know. I'd love to hear from you because these are all of my go-tos. And also let me know your go-tos because maybe you have something that I don't have, and I would love to know about that. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching as always. I hope to see y'all back next week. I love you guys. Bye.